see, make sure we are live. Hi. Okay, if you are just jumping on, I am using an app called StreamYard. So there is a link. So if you want to make any comments or ask any questions later, if you just click on the link, StreamYard link, and give permission, and then it'll show me who's commenting and who is asking any questions. All right, if you want to stay hidden, that's fine. But if you do want to get involved and interact, then please give StreamYard permission, and then we can see who's commenting and who is taking part. All right, don't worry, you don't have to take part. All right, just making sure I'm live on my Facebook page. Obviously, I am, I think. All right, how are we doing, guys? How are we doing? All right, so today, the banner is across the screen. So I promised you that I was going to come on and take a look. Sorry, not take a look, to discuss how you can still lose body weight, body fat by eating more. All right, yes, that's right, more food, of the good source, of course. So before we get started, please make sure you do click that link. All right, I don't want to be talking to myself. Okay, and I want to make sure my client Kelly is ready to jump on with us. So I just want to make sure we're all set up and ready to go. All right, please say hi as you're jumping on. Let me know where you're coming in from. Okay, let's go. Sorry guys, be a sec. All right, okay, hang on a second. Let me just send another link to Kelly and then we will get started. Clipboard. Just 2 ticks, guys. Okay, sorry guys. Just trying to get Kelly on. Okay, so first of all, I want to ask you how you are doing during COVID. Okay, how are we doing? How are you managing in lockdown? How are we getting on? Okay, I think we're on week 8 now, maybe longer for some of you. So those of you that are watching, are you managing okay? How are you feeling? Are you feeling down? Are you feeling up? Are you feeling normal? How has it affected you? All right, let's get some ideas first before we go into the nitty-gritty of this live. All right, so if you've logged on just before I told you about the StreamYard link, please somebody let me know if there is a link so that you can comment and drop me a message so that I know we are live and everything's fine. All right. Okay. So, all right. Well, I don't know if anybody can let me know because there's no comments coming through. So I ain't sure what's going on. So I will get into the nitty gritty. So, okay. First of all, I want to tell you, thank you for joining me first. All right, thank you for joining in. And first of all, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to dictate, and I'm not here to expect anything from anybody. And I don't expect you to go away and do what I'm advising you to do, or I am simply here to educate you on what works for me and what works for my clients. All right, so how they get results and without the need to diet, restrict, or binge. All right, so it doesn't feel like a diet. I don't put people on diets. I just make lifestyle changes and lifestyle choices. So we just switch different foods out bring different foods in. All right, so here's the thing. So nature intended all humans to eat regularly. All right, nature intended that. So if you think about when you were a baby, if you can remember that far back, or if you've got children yourself, how often did you feed your baby? All right, every 2 to 4 hours. Yeah, every 2 to 4 hours. Or at least I fed mine every 2 to 4 hours. All right, you wouldn't let your child starve. Okay, so that's the first thing, which is pretty cool, right? You don't need me to tell you that you should be eating regular. So my top tips, all right, if you've got a pen and paper and you want to make notes, that's fine. I really wish I knew people were on because I can't see any comments, so I don't know if I'm just talking to myself. It would be great if somebody could let me know. Just pop a hi. Yeah. It should come up like that. Can you see that? If you let me know. Can you see that, guys? Can you drop a comment in the box? Let me know you're watching. All right. First tip is to eat balanced meals. All right. So your balanced meals, what I mean by that is all your macros and micros. All right. So I'm not going to bore you with science. Your macros are your carbs, your fats, and your proteins. All right. You need them in every meal. All right. So this is where, and this is why I don't put people on diets, because the minute you mention diet, that's when they think I've got to cut out carbs, I've got to cut out fats, and, you know, I've got to up my protein intake. And then it all gets confusing and you end up on that roller coaster of emotion. And then what happens? You fail. All right. Because you're restricting your intake. So fats, carbs, proteins in every single meal, and your micros are basically your minerals and your nutrients. All right. So you want to eat good fats. You want to eat healthy fats. You want to eat healthy proteins, good quality protein. And you want to eat fiber as well, fibrous foods. All right. Because your fibrous foods is going to, basically it's going to fill you up for longer. And also your protein is going to fill you up for longer. All right. You need to eat full balanced meals throughout the day, which is going to keep your hunger at bay. All right, so that's the first tip. All right, that might sound something simple, but a lot of people don't realize that. All right, so first tip, eat a balanced, varied diet. Do not cut anything out. You don't need to cut any carbs out. You don't need to cut good fats out, and you don't need to cut protein out. You just need a good, healthy balance. All right. Tip number 2, this is where people just get a little bit confused. I'm sweating like a pig. I'm just going to put my fan on. Okay, are we ready? I'm going to get blown away now. So, you need to eat. This is the key. This is the magic, all right? There's no magic potion. There's no magic pill. There's no magic drink, okay, that's going to make you shrink. Not in a healthy way anyway. So you want to eat every 2.5 hours to every 4 hours, all right? No less and no more, all right? So you're probably wondering why. Okay, this is where it's interesting. So you need to eat more to lose more. So this education, this discussion this evening, although it's just me at the moment, is basically just to educate you on why you should eat regular and why you need to keep fueling your body. All right. Sorry, I keep checking my phone because I'm just wondering where Kelly is. She's disappeared. So every 2 to 3 hours. So for example, I'm going to give you a typical example of my day. Say I get up at 6 o'clock. I will have my breakfast within half an hour of rising. All right. 2 to 3 hours later, it also depends on your metabolism, your rate, and how your body works. Everybody is different. So some will be hungry before 3 hours, some will be hungry after 3 hours, but never go more than 4. So always, I probably can get to 2.5, 3 hours before needing food again. So then I'll have a snack. So it'll be a morning snack. Then I will have lunch 2 to 3 hours later. 2 to 3 hours later, I will have another snack. And then 2 to 3 hours later, I'll have my tea. 2 to 3 hours later, I'll have some supper. That's 6 times. Okay, that's 6 meals, mini meals. And also I will have a 7th meal if I'm training, which at the moment is every single day. So I will have a protein shake. All right, straight after exercise to refuel, to replenish my system and my muscles, to repair my muscles, because it's the quickest form of refuel. All right. So if you don't do that throughout the day, then your body will go into starvation mode. All right. For example, if you don't have breakfast, if you're a breakfast skipper, I urge you to try and change that. All right. You might not feel hungry on a morning. You might not be able to stomach food on a morning, but you need to try and start changing and making these little changes. All right. If you don't feed your body on a morning within half an hour to 40 minutes of rising, and you're going to get to 11s, then you're going to have a sugary snack. All right. And that's going to satisfy you because it's sugary, it's sweet, starving because you've not eaten, you've not woke your body up with food. But the thing is, your body is already awake. And it's just waiting to be it's waiting to be filled with nutrition. Your mind is not going to work properly without food. So if you think about it, you wouldn't go to work with no fuel in your car. That's not going to get you anywhere. All right, it's not going to get you to work, and it certainly wouldn't get you home. Your body is exactly the same. The body mechanics is exactly the same. So you need to keep on fueling it, keep filling it up, and it will stay in fat burn zone. All right, so it's going to stay this nice steady state. And if you don't eat regular, you don't eat breakfast, this is what's going to happen. So you're going to just go like this all day. You're just going to spike, dip, spike and dip. That is no good, guys. That is no good at all. It's going to store body fat where you don't want it. It can cause illness. It can cause your body to just do all sorts of things. And you might not feel it on the outside, but on the inside, you're actually doing quite a lot of damage to yourself. All right. So if you're not feeding yourself and fueling yourself with good quality nutrition very regularly, then your energy levels are just going to dip. You're going to get that lull in the afternoon, and then you'll reach for a sugary snack. And then you're going to think, you're going to beat yourself up because you've had a sugary snack from the vending machine, or from the cupboards, from the kitchen cupboards. I hope that makes sense, guys. It's not rocket science. If you had a coal fire, what would you need to keep doing to it so it didn't go out? Keep on feeding it. Keep feeding it the fuel, keep feeding it the coal, keep feeding it and just keeping it alive. That's what you need to do to your body. All right, regular eating and regular sources of protein. So your snacks need to be protein. Here's something that I bet a lot of you don't know. Sorry, I'm just checking my phone again. No link and you can't see my comments. Oh no, this is not good. So let me just try invite Kelly again. I'm sorry about this, guys. Bear with me, please. Bear with me. Don't go anywhere. This is not good. Stay with me, guys. Right, can you see me when I go behind that? I don't know why it's not showing my comments. I'm really annoyed. Comments. Okay. Do you know, it's sod's law, isn't it? This worked yesterday when we were testing it out and your comments were coming up on the screen. I'm just really not sure what's happened. So I do apologise if anybody is saying hi and asking me questions. I don't get it. So can I just make sure that you've clicked the link? Have you clicked the link that says StreamYard? Or is there not a link showing? Okay. Anyway. I'm really upset. I want to bring Kelly on. How frustrating. All right, sorry guys. Oh, she's in, she's in. Yes, she's in. Okay, she's not coming on yet though. Please hang fire and stay with me, all right? Stay with me. Okay, so I can see you, Kelly. Where was I? So yeah, so you need to eat very regular, every 2 to 3 hours, no more than 4, because your body's going to go into fat burns, or sorry, it's going to go into starvation mode. And even if you don't feel hungry, you have to eat. You have to force yourself to eat. That's where I was. Sugar, all right, fructose. A lot of people, a lot of new people that I speak to have a lot of fruit. All right, a lot of fruit a day, and it's good, yeah, it's good, but you don't need a lot of fruit. It's basically, it's just sugar, it's fructose. So I try and limit it to 2 a day, 2 pieces of fruit, or I combine it with my cottage cheese or with my Greek yogurt. So I'm actually putting it with a source of protein. I won't have it on its own because there's no nutrition in it. There's a little bit of fiber, and then you've just got the sugar. It's not, you don't need that to snack on, guys. Try and add it to a protein source, so you're actually getting like a mini meal, and you can class that as a mini meal. Hope that makes sense. And my third tip, this is a biggie, especially during COVID. Try and keep trigger foods out of the house. Very, very difficult when you've got children, I know. But you need to try and keep them at bay. So you need to try and keep those trigger foods out of the kitchen. Don't have a hiding spot for them. Try not to keep them in the house, especially your favorite kind of trigger food. The thing is as well, if you eat regular and every 2 to 3 to 4 hours, you'll find that sugar craving will actually it will disappear. It won't be as strong as it has been. So you might find that you want to reach for those sugary snacks a lot less, because you're actually getting that good healthy balance throughout the day. So if you were dipping up and down, that's when most people fail, and that's when most people start reaching for these sugary snacks. And it's crap basically, because it's just going to store where you don't want it, and it's not going to do you any favors at the end of the day. So, right, I'm ready to introduce Kelly. She got on just in time. All right, so if anyone has any questions, please keep popping them in the comments, because I will circle back around and pick up on them. All right, so I am going to introduce Kelly. So before I do, Kelly is, well, she's been on a really good journey. She's got a journey to tell you. She's just going to spend a few minutes telling you about her journey, her weight loss journey, up until the moment she got stuck. All right, the moment where she got stuck, when nothing was moving, no fat was moving, her measurements were staying the same, and she just felt really, really demotivated. Yet she still kept going on and doing what she thought was the right thing. All right, so without further ado, here comes Kelly. Give her a nice hand, guys, please. Thank you. Hi.
It doesn't like us two, does it, babe?
What? No, I'm so annoyed. I'm really upset because I can't see any comments. I don't even know if there's any comments coming in.
There's loads.
So, or questions.
There's loads of comments.
Oh, why?
I don't know. I can't see any.
Right, let me look at my phone and see if I can see them. Oh, Matt broke.
I know.
Right, let's just have a look. Oh, here we are. Hang on. Oh my God, 26 comments.
Can you see
right,
it?
Hang on. Let me. Sorry, Kelly. Let's just. That's concerned I didn't make stuck. All right. Comments. All right. Is the sound okay, guys? Right, okay. Any questions you've got after we've spoke to Kelly, please just pop them in the comments and we'll swing back round and answer them okay, as best we can. So first of all, thank you, Kelly. I really, really appreciate you coming on and just doing this for me and just to show viewers and those that have logged on and that are interested in the how you can still lose weight, still lose body fat, and get lean and toned without the need to diet, restrict or binge.
Yeah.
So if you could just tell us in a few words, you don't have to go into too many details, your journey from starting your weight loss journey just up until you kind of got stuck.
Yeah. But for this year, or I'll do it for this year. I'll do it for this year.
Yeah.
It's been, I'm one of them people that always did yo-yo, you know. I always went to the gym a lot, so I've always been like good for going to the gym. But food-wise, I was either ate what I want, and I mean what I want, or totally restricted. I was like having, I'm not having that, I'm not having that, I'm not having that. And I just yo-yo between that diet. So this year in January, I went back to my usual, right, dead restricted, going to the gym twice a day, every day. So I'd get up in the morning before work, go to the gym for maybe an hour and a half, just do cardio, just constant cardio, just running on the treadmill, honestly. And then go to work. I'd try, if I could, I'd get up at say maybe 5 to go to the gym. And then I'd maybe have my breakfast. So I'd do like an hour and a half of cardio, and then I'd have breakfast maybe about 10 if I could. Because then I'd go back to the gym at 12:30, 1ish, and I'd do either a HIIT class or a boxing class. And then I'd go back to work, have a little bit of lunch, and then go right through until maybe like 7, 8, and then have tea, and then go to bed and then do it all again the next day. So basically, cardio twice a day, Monday to Friday. It's absolutely ridiculous looking back on it now. But Monday to Friday, I'd do maybe 900, 1,000 calories a day. And then Saturday, Sunday, I'd do 1,400 maximum. And my logic was, over the week, with some mistakes I might make Monday to Friday, as in miscalculating things, it should even out at 1,200 a day. And if you Google it, Google says 1,200 calories, you'll lose all your weight. So that's what I did.
Boom, boom. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. So did you count? You did count the calories. Would you say that you got obsessed? You got obsessed.
I was so obsessed with counting calories. Yeah, I'd buy a pre-prepared salad just so I knew exactly how many calories were in the lettuce. It's so bad, and it is really bad looking back. Honestly, I would pay the £1.50 for the lettuce chopped up just so I knew how many calories were in the lettuce.
Oh my God! So many people are the same though, and this is why I don't count calories. I don't count calories. Count nutrients. Count macros. You don't need to weigh anything out. You don't need to count anything. There's no sins involved. It's just food, regular eating.
And that's it, because I weren't always eating the good food. So for breakfast, I might have, bearing in mind I've been up 5 hours and been to the gym, I might have, you know, like them Nature Valley cereal bars? Yeah. I might have 2 slices of them at like 81 calories each. And I think I've done really good because I've been running for an hour and a half. So I've done like 700-800 calories, and then I'm eating 200 for breakfast. But really, I was probably just eating sugar because I was so tired. Yeah, exactly. And that brings me on to a really good point. So Kelly thought that because she'd done loads of cardio and she burnt 200 calories, that if she ate those cereal bars or whatever it was she was eating, because it was less calories, that were fine. So it doesn't work like that. And calories in, calories out, it works a hell of a lot different than just burning off some calories and then eating whatever you want, because there's different calories in different kinds of foods. And obviously, depending on what food you're eating, there's all the fats, the proteins, the carbs, and you've got to weigh up what's what. And guys, it's 80% nutrition, all right? 20% exercise. You can't out-train a bad diet. So you can definitely not, no matter how much cardio you do, it will catch you up. It will catch you up. So now,
I want to talk to you just briefly about the scales, because earlier this week I did a live about divorcing the scales. So just tell us a little bit about your relationship with the scales, Kelly.
Me and the scales, we are. They're in the ensuite, so my bed's nearest to my side of the bed is nearest to the ensuite. So when I get up in the morning, the first thing I can do is weigh myself. This was obviously pre-Helen. Don't do that no more. Just and then I'd weigh myself maybe 5 times a day on average. Depends. If I'd been bad, so like on a Sunday, if I'd been bad on a Saturday, I'd probably weigh myself more. But then on the same token, on a Friday, if I'd been good Monday to Friday, I'd weigh myself more because I liked what I was seeing. So it'd be, the scales could either be a reward or a punishment, but either way, I was just totally addicted.
Oh, see, guys, divorce the scales. They are not your friend; they are your enemy, especially standard scales. Because when you're in a diet, or sorry, a healthy nutrition plan, not diet, and you're training, you're fueling your body correctly the way you should be, you're going to gain lean muscle mass, and that doesn't weigh more than fat. So if a pound of muscle and a pound of fat weighs exactly the same, however, muscle is less dense than fat. So when you're losing that body fat, you're shrinking to meet your muscle. Does that make sense? So you're shrinking to meet that muscle. So you're going to look lean and toned. That's where you're going to lose the inches and the centimeters. So you could weigh exactly the same as when you started on your journey, but it looks so much healthier and so much leaner. And that's because muscle is more dense than fat. Not it weighs more, because it doesn't. A pound is a pound. All right, it makes sense. Okay, so how long well, we've discussed that actually. So we've covered how long you went between meals. It could have been a couple of hours to 7 hours. All right, so.
Well, yeah, as long as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about what you do now. What's your new routine?
I don't weigh myself every day, 5 times a day. That's probably one of the biggest changes. I do measurements, so we work off measurements. I do still weigh myself, not because you focus on weight, but because you know that weight motivates me as well. So I might weigh myself once a week at most with you. So we do weights and measurements. Food-wise, I eat about between 5 and 7 times a day, so it'll vary depending on how long my day is. If I'm getting up earlier, I'll have 7 meals a day. If I've had a lay-in for the morning and I'm going to bed early, we'll have 5, 6 meals a day. But there's no, it's not restricted. So if I say to you, you know, sometimes I'll text you and I'll say, I'm really hungry today, I really want more to eat today. You'll just say, well, okay, what have you had so far? Let's look where else you can have a meal. And usually that'll be because I've actually missed a meal, the reason that I'm hungry. And you'll usually tell me off by them.
So you've gone from eating barely nothing and skipping lots of meals and really, really restricting your calorie intake, which just doesn't lead, as you can see with Kelly's, well, you'll see in a second because we're going to talk about her results. It just leads to unhappiness, and it demotivates you massively. If you think you're doing the right thing because you've Googled it, or you may have heard about this fad diet, about that fad diet, you shouldn't need to go on a diet, guys. It's just common sense. I know a lot of people are triggered by clever marketing. I'm not going to talk too much about that tonight, but it's just sensible just to eat regular every couple of hours, and set your alarm. Set your alarm to remind you, because I know everybody's busy. We are all busy, and it's so easy to forget to eat. And then by the time you remember, you've maybe not got anything ready. So that's when, you know, you reach for whatever you can because you're starving. So set yourself an alarm for every 3 hours. But if you get to 2.5 and you're hungry, then eat. Okay. It's just that alarm will remind you and trigger you to eat. All right. So there's another bonus tip. All right. So I want to talk about Kelly's, we're almost done. So Kelly started out she's been with me, it'll be 4 weeks next Friday. All right. She was 75.6.
Yeah, I've not got that in this room. I think
Anyway.
I think it was more. Or was it less?
Well, here's what I want to say. So without focusing on the numbers so much, this is an idea. You'll get this massive idea of why muscle is less dense than fat, sorry. So she's lost 3 pounds so far, which is brilliant because that's nice and steady. She's not lost like 7 pounds in a week. We don't want that because that's when she's going to start losing muscle. And we don't want that. You don't want to lose any muscle because the more muscle mass you've got, the leaner your body's going to look because it burns body fat quicker. So she's lost 3 pounds, but get this. Esme, she's singing a mural. Hi to everyone.
Everyone.
Anyway, so Kelly has lost 12.5 inches in those few short weeks. So she's lost, I'm going to read them out. So she's lost 2.6 inch from her chest, arms 0.2, belly 3.3 inches. That's incredible. That is amazing. Waist 2.7, hips 2.5, legs 0.2, and calves 0.9. That is 12.5 inches overall. Okay, so she's done extremely well. I'm so proud of you for just achieving that in just a short space of time. And I'm really excited about what the next few weeks are going to bring. And Kelly's challenge is not to weigh herself at all this week until we check in again on Saturday. So, yeah. I would just want to apologise again that I can't see anybody's comments. I know that there's people watching. I'm going to swing back round and look at the comments. But please give it up for Kelly, guys. Thank you so much. And I hope you got a lot of value from tonight, even though we had a bit of a wonky Wednesday start. But we got there in the end, and I got my point across, and we managed to get Kelly on to hear how well she's done and the fact that she's changing her mindset gradually. Okay, baby steps, yeah? Awesome job. Have you got anything to say? Have I missed out? No.
Just cool. Listen to what she's saying. Just listen to what she's saying.
Just listen.
Magic. It's Magic Michael.
Magic Michael. Magic Michael. I won't tell you what I've taught my group.
Yeah, you should.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I will swing back round very soon and look at all the comments. Take it easy. If you need to if you didn't post a comment or you wanted to ask me a question but you didn't want anybody to see it, please just drop me a message through my inbox and I will get back to you. All right. Have a really good evening or day, wherever you're logging in from. Bye. See you guys. Thanks, Kelly. Bye. Bye.
What's your group called?